We're all here today because we're facing a unique set of challenges surrounding our jobs. Now, those of you here who are students may be wondering, how do I find a job? How do I find my place in this industry? Those of you who are indie developers may be thinking, how can I find the help and support I need to take my game project to the next level? Those of you running studios may be wondering, how and where can I find the best contract workers? And how can I find more clients and contracts to put under my studio's belt? And those of you who are recruiters may be thinking, is the person I'm hiring the right person for the job? Well, today I'm excited to talk to you about Unity Connect. It's the first talent marketplace dedicated to the full spectrum of Unity creators. And that means everybody, from artists to programmers, designers, audio engineers, VR creators. If you're creating with Unity, this is a place for you to shine, to build your reputation, and to get discovered. Adam and I often travel for our jobs for Unity, and we're always coming across people who are asking us, hey, do you know anybody who can help me with this project? Or do you know where I could find people to recruit for my teams? And we heard this so frequently, and because at Unity we're focused on enabling success, we decided to do something about this problem. But first, my name is Alicea, and I'm Evangelism Coordinator for the Americas at Unity.
Hey, and my name's Adam Jones, and I'm one of the recruitment team leads for Unity, based here in Europe.
So the Unity community is full of all these amazing creators who are creating these incredible worlds, bringing awesome characters to life, and setting the rules to which all these components interact with each other. You truly are creators in the fullest sense. And now, as creators, we all know that creation begins with one thing. And what is that? An idea. But not just any idea, the ultimate idea for the next killer game, VR experience, or app. And no matter what we're working on, no matter what the topic is, there's all one thing we're absolutely sure of when it comes to our ultimate idea. That it's going to be awesome. You're really excited. Some of you may grab some friends and jump headfirst into development. Others may decide to go solo and see how you progress as you learn. And the good news is that you can get pretty far and make really good progress. But more often than not, as creators, as we often experience, there comes a time where you hit a wall. And it sucks because you have this awesome idea and you're locked in place and you can't progress forward. If this is something that sounds familiar, it's because it's a story that we've heard time and time again from our community. And again, because we're focused on enabling your success, we decided to do something about this. So we created Unity Connect, the first talent marketplace dedicated to the full spectrum of Unity creators just like you. Now with Unity Connect, you can tap into the Unity talent base and post tasks, which are like micro jobs, small, clearly defined freelance projects that can help you get the assistance you need to move forward with your projects. Now, for example, let's say you're an artist and you're seeking a programmer to fix your darn scripts. Or you're a programmer and you're seeking a concept artist to go from your lovely programmer art to some developed character concepts. Or you could be a storyteller, and you're searching for a VR guru who could build an interactive experience to bring your tales to life. And now, if you're already an established member of the Unity community, you can help others reach their goals by responding to task posts, and you'll earn income in the process. And for those of you who are making good progress with your projects right now and don't necessarily need help, or those of you who are too busy to take on more work, you can still benefit greatly from the Unity Connect community by interacting and engaging with other creators. You can discover cool profiles for creators and their project pages. You can like and comment on their work. You can follow them to receive updates about what they're doing next. And you could build a following in return and get likes and comments on your projects. By showcasing and interacting with others, you can help build your visibility in the community and be discovered by people like recruiters who are looking for Unity talent to fill their open positions. Now, if you're a recruiter, you're probably asking now, can I get access to this pool of Unity talent? And the answer is absolutely yes. We're going to enable you to tap into this talented pool of Unity creators with talents ranging all over Unity and the industry. You'll be able to find the people you need with Unity and industry-specific filters and validate their work without ever leaving the site. You can post full-time and part-time job opportunities, and you could zero in on talent and invite them to apply directly through the site. So I'll show you an example of how this works. Here we have Mark. Mark is an artist and creative visionary, but he sucks at writing code. He wants to build a game, but he's not making much progress because of his programming skills. So he posts a task on Unity Connect to ask someone for help with some character scripts. Now we have Anthony, a recent college graduate and a great programmer. He's browsing for scripting work and comes across Mark's task. Mark and Anthony then connect. Anthony makes some extra income doing what he does best, and Mark is one step closer to publishing his game. Here we have Hannah. Hannah's a recruiter for Blizzard, and she has a full-time opportunity for a C# programmer that she's looking to fill. So Hannah posts a job to Blizzard's company page on Unity Connect, and she goes looking for talent and finds Anthony's profile. She's impressed by his portfolio, she likes what she sees, so she invites him to apply directly through Unity Connect. Hannah and Anthony connect, and Anthony gets an interview and ultimately a job offer. And Hannah can check this position off her list and move on to the next one. Yay. Now, Mark is a huge fan of Blizzard, and he's always checking their Unity Connect page to see if they have any updates about new openings. Today, he sees that there's an opening for a part-time concept artist, and he applies directly through Unity Connect. Hannah's immediately notified, and she checks out his portfolio and likes what she sees. So Hannah and Mark connect. Mark gets hired working part-time for a company that he loves, and then Hannah can fill yet another position. Yay. So now you can see how everyone can become connected through Unity Connect. Now before Connect, we had a couple of different options for how we could find people to help us with our projects or join our teams. Some of us were using the Unity forums, and while those are great, that's a lot of information and posts to sift through. Others are using sites like LinkedIn, which are also good, but it's such a broad range of people and positions that it's kind of hard to zero in on exactly what you're looking for. And these platforms left us with a lot of questions. Can the people we're looking at do the job we need them to do? Where have they worked before? Who are they even, and can we see their resume? And is everything that they're saying validated? Well, Unity Connect recently launched this past November at Unite Los Angeles, and the traction that we've seen since then has been really exciting. In just a few short months, over 35,000 creators from across the globe have created profiles on Unity Connect. And between them all, they've posted over 12,000 projects showcasing their talents across the entire production pipeline. Over 1,300 companies have created pages on Unity Connect since the beta launched, and they're using it actively to source Unity talent. Some studios that love Unity Connect and they're using it right now for recruiting include our friends at Network, Alchemy Labs, Redemption Games, and Zynga. And between companies looking to hire for full-time and part-time positions, and creators and developers posting tasks, there have been over 1,500 jobs posted on Unity Connect since the beta was released. And what's really cool is that this map right here that you can see is actually a real visualization of how people have been responding to tasks and job posts that they're receiving from each other. And it's really exciting to see the international overlap. Now, in building this place to help Unity creators shine, we realized we needed a way to help emerging talent get the support they need in this industry. So we created pages for schools. Schools are now able to sign up on Unity Connect and create a page where they can invite their students to showcase all their work in a cool visual storefront that recruiters can then look through. This is great because schools can show off the cool talent that's coming out of their programs. Educators save time by not having to make as many introductions. Recruiters have easy access to find student talent. And students get to build their recognition and visibility while also getting opportunities for jobs. Now here's an example of a cool success story that happened around the time that the beta launched for Unity Connect. We have Andrew, who's a co-founder of SF Bay Studios. And he was working on a cool game in a cave environment where he needed to put some medium poly gems in his scene. So he decided to post this as a task on Unity Connect. Within 20 minutes of hitting post, he received a response. And within 24 hours, he was connected with Federico, a 3D modeler. And in just a week, the task was already complete. Federico made money doing what he does best, and Andrew's one step closer to publishing. We hear more and more great things about Unity Connect every single day, and many companies are successfully using it to find Unity talent. And what's great is that because it's so focused on talent within the Unity community, the hiring success rate is well above average, and the quality of applicants that people have been receiving has been higher than the general networking sites. So now it's your turn. Whether you're an individual, or you're a company, or a school, we encourage you to create a profile on Unity Connect. And you can easily search and filter through your local regions and your local languages, and you could start building your profile today. And best of all of this is absolutely free. So I'll show you a hands-on demo of how it works. So this is an example, actually not an example, this is the activity feed that you see when you log into Unity Connect. It's very similar to your Facebook news feed or your Twitter feed. And here you could see what all your friends are up to in Unity Connect. So I can see who they're following. I could see cool projects that they're posting. And I could also see recommendations for jobs that I may be interested in or people that I should follow. Now, right now, I kind of want to work on a project. Let's say I want to make a cute animal game. So I'm going to try to find someone who could help me on Unity Connect. I'm going to check out a profile that I was looking at earlier. And this is my buddy Joe. So he works in, as you can see here, at Hyperbeard Games in Mexico City. And he's a programmer, so that's awesome. So hopefully he's qualified to make really cute games. Let's see. I make cute games. Perfect. So he has posted a bunch of information about himself on Unity Connect, including some of the mobile projects that he's worked on. So let's take a look at the balloons. And here's an example of a project page on Unity Connect. You can see that Joe posted a video and different screenshots from the game, which is great. Awesome. So I could like this project. I can add a comment later. So I really like what Joe's doing. I could see that he has good work experience working at Hyperbeard Games. And he graduated from SAE Institute. So I'm definitely going to get connected with Joe. And the first thing I'm going to do is follow him, which I already am. And then I could also ask to connect with him, which will basically send him a message and open up a channel into where we can talk about working on projects together. OK. And there we go. When he gets that invite, he'll accept it, and he can respond back. In a nutshell, basically, that is what the Unity Connect experience looks like. And there's a lot more that it offers. You can go to the Discover pages and check out cool projects that are being posted every day. You can go to the jobs pages and check out what jobs are being posted. And you could also head over to Recruit, where you could post tasks and full-time and part-time jobs in just a matter of minutes. And the second you post them, they'll be available on the site for everybody. So I'm going to pass my presentation off to Adam, where he's going to tell you how you can take benefits from Unity Connect and also best practices for recruiting. And yeah, thanks.
Super, cool. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was studios. So I think, we've seen that Unity Connect is a really fantastic tool and a great way to be out there looking for the people you need to hire. But I think there's a few things you can do to make hiring really simple and really effective as a smaller studio or perhaps an independent studio. I appreciate a lot of companies have their own HR departments and recruitment teams, so I'm really going to just focus on smaller studios here. So I think the first thing I always recommend is when you're looking to hire someone, spend time thinking about the stuff that's really important. These are the things that I would call the must-have technical skills. What languages do they need to code in? What do they have to have when they come in through the door? And try and sift out all of the things that are nice to have. These are the things that people can learn, that people will be able to develop once they've got through the door. So I think it's a competitive market, and if you come with a big wish list of requirements, you're making the job really hard. So spend some time to think about the really critical must-haves. The second is to build a simple and effective recruitment process. Don't try and wing it or figure it all out on the day. Just spend a little bit of time being prepared for this. So at Unity, we've really embraced that philosophy. So what we normally do is we start out with a telephone interview, which is just a really quick call with a candidate to figure out, do they have the skills that we're looking for? Do they understand what the studio's looking to build? Are they able to relocate if they have to do that? So all of the really simple stuff, get that done in this first telephone call. Next, we normally send out a technical assignment. And this is a really good way for us to validate, does this person's technical experience match up to what they have written on their CV? And we actually get to see some evidence that they're doing what they say they can do. And what we normally do is say, after the technical test, come into the interview, get to meet the team. We want to understand more about your logic. How did you work on this assignment? Why did you come up with the solution you came up with as well? So for us, that's a really simple process. I don't think it needs to be any more than that, but it just gives you enough structure that you can avoid many of the major pitfalls. Think a bit about your company culture. It's one of the biggest things that I've experienced challenges with when I'm recruiting is trying to get this mysterious company culture. So we'll talk about a little bit about that on the next slide, but it's just something to be thinking about. And I think finally, be proactive. You're going to have a great network of people you've worked with, people you've studied with, people you've met at conferences, and you're also going to be working with other people who have a great network as well. So absolutely reach out to them, be proactive. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on expensive adverts. You can do it all with your own network and with Unity Connect. A little bit about interviewing for cultural fit, since this is the thing that we sort of find to be quite tough. I think the first thing I always recommend is think about what is your company's culture? What values do you believe are important? And it doesn't need to be something on a gold plaque that you're going to hang on the wall. It can be really simple, but by understanding what your company culture is, it'll be much easier to assess that. So in Unity, we really value people who are creative, people who can be experimental, so we can really assess for those things. And we also really don't like to hire people that are jerks as well. So we also try and make sure that we balance that out and look for the people that will sort of fit with our culture, but also add something, give us something that we might not already have. Secondly, interviews are pretty scary for candidates, so try and make it nice and relaxing and informal. Don't try and treat it as like a test or you're trying to trick them or catch them out. Don't make it a labyrinth. Make it as simple as possible for them to perform well and give you what you need. You could even leave the office, go and talk in a different environment, go and take a beer or go and play some games. It would be a really great way to figure out how this person thinks in a different kind of environment. And finally, take the time in an interview to build a relationship, because at the end of the day, you're interviewing the candidate, but the candidate is also interviewing your studio. There's loads of places they could go and work. You need to give them a really strong reason why they should come and work for your company on this project. So make sure they leave pumped up and excited. So great, you interview someone, you found the person you're looking for, and it's a match, which obviously makes us very happy. So you go and do the next thing, which you logically should do, which is to get matching tattoos. But after that, you've got to think about the stuff that's going to make this person successful. So onboarding. Someone's coming into a new environment. They don't know the team, the people, the systems, the processes. So take a day just to help them get through those things, to make it nice and easy for them to come in and perform straight away. You've had a great set of interviews. You probably know a lot about their real areas of strength, and you also know a bit about what they're going to have to develop as well. So set them a plan where they can share the things they're really strong at with the team, but also so they've got some idea of how they can get the training they need to finish up, to get the skills that they need to be great in the job. And finally, think about engagement long term. Recruitment is a tough and painful process, and when you've found someone, make sure they want to stick around. Give them exciting projects to work on, or give them diverse tasks in a different team. Make sure there's a great feeling and a great experience to work in your office. And every dollar you spend on that, you're going to save $10 on recruitment. If you're looking for a new job, some really simple advice that I think makes the whole process a lot simpler. The first is get out there and make your Unity Connect profile. Make sure your online presence is updated, whether that's GitHub or whether that's LinkedIn. People need to know who you are and what you've been working on. If you're a designer, a developer, or an artist, make sure you've got a website or a repository or a portfolio that shows your skills, and make sure it's not old and outdated. Update it with your most impressive and relevant projects. Get out there and connect with recruiters, both for big companies, but also for agencies as well. Doing all of these things, once you've done them, they'll be working for you all the time. Once you've built your profile, once you've talked to recruiters, they're going to be out there looking for you without you having to do anything extra. So it's free and it's easy to do that. Connect with your network, friends, colleagues, people that you've met at conferences, tech talks. I think one of the best places to recruit people is at like tech talks and meetups, because people going there are most focused on developing their skills and getting better at their job. So I love meeting people in sort of the meetup environment. And finally, do your research. Be prepared. Make sure you know the company you're going to go and look at and what they're sort of building and how you can contribute to that. And finally, for students, landing your first gig, it's pretty tough, but again, you can do some preparation, and the more preparation you do, the better chance you'll get of having this dream job that you've always wanted. It won't come easy, it's going to take hard work, but if you do that, you stand a much better chance. Do something to stand out from the crowd. So make sure you've got a portfolio of stuff you've done during your studies, projects you've worked on, if you've done internships, if you've even built stuff for fun. Make sure it's up there online so recruiters can see what you've been doing. And don't be afraid to go to companies and say, hey, I've had this great idea that could be really cool for your studio. Take a look at this. That's so much stronger than just turning up with a standard CV. So, get out there and be brave. Make a commitment to yourselves now that you're going to keep developing your skills throughout your career. Don't pretend that you're going to finish from university and know everything, but embrace that fact and go out there and look for opportunities to learn, develop, and take on new skills. And when you get to interviews, make sure you can give people evidence that you can do what they need. So think about the projects you've worked on. Try not to talk hypothetically about the future, what you could do, how it could be. Talk about things you have done in your studies or with projects. So when I say be prepared as a student, I mean make sure you've built a CV, that it lists all of the things you've studied, and it's got a matrix of all of your technical skills. It makes it super easy for people to read it, understand what you do, and find the right place for you. And if you've got references from people you've worked with, from teachers, they're really good to be in there as well. Build a custom cover letter for every job you're doing. Create your Connect profile, LinkedIn, GitHub, make your online portfolio. Build your network. Go to career fairs and meetups, go to hackathons. They're a big investment in time, but you'll get a lot of cool technical skills out of it, and you're going to make a lot of good connections. Be brave, customize your pitch. If there's a company you really want to go for, then focus in on it. See what you can do that would really help that company. And finally, do your research on the company and prepare yourself for interviews. Universities have great options to help with this. You can also even ask your friends to give you interviews, just so you have a bit of experience getting through that. I think all that's left to say is like, get certified if you're a Unity developer, and good luck and have fun.